3, 2.
Waking up this morning, you see that Tom Brady retired. And when I think of Tom Brady, I think of, well, obviously the word greatness comes to mind. What more do you think of greatness? And the last time I ever heard of greatness in sports on the level of Tom Brady, you have to think of Michael Jordan. But Michael Jordan wasn't like, I don't know about you, but like my dad or my parents weren't showing me saying, hey, Justin, in the mid-90s.
Be like Mike.
Well, they weren't saying, hey, Justin, let's watch this Bulls game in the mid-90s. It was just kind of hockey or nothing for me. So I never really got to witness Michael Jordan. And I'm going to be the first one, Jeff, to admit, like, on this in this business, I'm not the biggest football fan, but I am a fan of food. And what does food revolve around? The Super Bowl. And what does the Super Bowl revolve around? Tom Brady. So, of course, I watched greatness on my television screen over the years when it came to the Super Bowl and Tom Brady. And to see him retire today, Twitter was kind of blowing up this morning. It still is right now. And there's a lot of posts reminding people of his story of when he was drafted. What was it, 6th round, I think someone said, on the 6th round?
199th overall, 6th round.
And I think about how he maintained his greatness over the years. And I think it's from essentially having the mindset of an underdog. Because you can say when he got drafted, he was an underdog, 6th round.
Oh, yeah.
He went up to Mr. Kraft's hand and said, I'm the best decision this organization will ever make. He called the shot, and he brought the words that he spoke to life. It's pretty incredible. I got the stats right here. 7 Super Bowls, 23 seasons, 20 seasons with the Patriots alone. One organization, 20 seasons. It's a lot.
You got to be pretty good.
5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 league MVPs, 15-time Pro Bowler, 677 total touchdowns, 89,214 passing yards. Greatness. And I think it all comes from an underdog mentality, even in his 23rd year playing for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's kind of cool to see that at that level. And I don't know if we'll ever witness something like that again. That run. 7 Super Bowls. Like, no disrespect to any other incredible athletes on this planet. But I remember that comeback against Atlanta. There was a part of me at half, like after, I don't know who was performing at halftime, but after that performance, I just almost shut it off. They were down by like 20.
Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I was in my parents' place probably.
Okay. No big Super Bowl party?
No. I don't know. No, I think I was at my parents'. I like watching the Super Bowl, not in like a big party, just chilling, eating food. And I remember that. That's something, you know, we go back to Bedard and the 90-year-old man with the straw. That thing. That's the same ballpark.
Yeah.
90 years old, I'll remember that comeback after half at Atlanta. I think they were down by 20 or 21. Unbelievable.
It was 27-3.
27-3, is that what it was?
Sure. Yeah, almost positive. Yeah, that was what it was.
And the crazy thing is that after 20 years playing for the Patriots, he decides to go to Tampa Bay. And then when he goes there, he says, okay, let's win a Super Bowl, and does it.
Wins it in his first year.
Wins it.
In his first year.
In a whole new organization, whole new system.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
He did have Gronk with him, but still.
Yeah, it was brand new to him.
Holy smokes. The humidity down in Florida, he still battled through that, and he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Well, I'm a Patriots fan, so it was a little sad to see him leave when he did leave that year, but I got to admit, it was pretty cool to see him win his first year in another organization. Shut a lot of people up.
Yeah.
And then he just and now he's just done. He had a good run. This year was interesting, but other than that,
yeah,
he's been pretty unstoppable.
And over the years, I love how the Patriots and the NFL have done the behind-the-scenes stuff with Tom, and they show his dedication to the sport. There's one scene where he's in the office with Bill Belichick, and they're going over how to who was the Ravens linebacker, which always Ray? No, the Ravens. Football fans are like, Justin, you idiot, right? Tom Brady said he was the hardest player to ever play against.
Okay.
It wasn't, oh my God.
Ray Lewis?
No, not Ray Lewis. Just one sec. I'm not finishing this story without getting his name. Ravens. defensive back. He's now the defensive coordinator for the Texas Longhorns in the NCAA.
Okay.
Baltimore Ravens, depth chart, defensive back, NFL.
Just going down the rabbit hole.
Time. No, I got to figure this out. Oh, here it is. Ed Reed.
Okay.
So they're figuring out how to manage Ed Reed, and it's him and Bill Belichick just going over different type of scenarios and how to break down and how to fool him and how to get by his coverage. And it's just unbelievable. I think at that point he might have had 4 Super Bowls, and he's still studying like he's a freshman in college on trying to beat the test, get an A in the exam. Unbelievable. In a world of, I guess this is a true statement, in a world of mediocrity, where mediocrity is celebrated, I guess you could say, to lose an individual like Tom Brady, I don't know. It's kind of sad. You hope the next up and coming great one has that mentality of an underdog.
It is interesting because it's like, how many sports can you name where the greatest player of all time was someone who wasn't touted to be the best player. He wasn't a prodigy from when he was a kid, like Gretzky. He was like, everyone knew he was great. LeBron was drafted out of high school. Everyone knew LeBron. Jordan.
I wouldn't say Jordan came into the NBA.
I guess he got drafted third, but his mentality is similar to Brady's.
Jordan and Brady. They have
a similar just obsessed sort of situation. But I'm just saying, football is like one of the only sports where the greatest of all time had to work for it, and he wasn't. He was a 6th round pick, and that's the best play. How many sports are like that?
And football is obviously one of the more physical sports there is, probably the most physical, maybe behind rugby. I think something that doesn't go unnoticed when his career is all said and done, which it is, today officially, is how he was able to maintain his health. I think Facebook put a documentary out about him, a 4-part series years ago, and how he was down in a beach somewhere in Costa Rica training in the sand at 40 years old, and eating correctly, working out, making sure his mobility was correct. Unbelievable dedication to his body and his mind too. We always talk about the
TB12
CTE
method, man.
It's he has his own brand.
It was a huge thing a few years ago, the TB12, because that's like part of the reason he left New England was apparently like he had this guy, this trainer, Guerrero or something like that, and he wanted him on the private jet, and he wanted him with him at all times to like monitor this crazy diet he was going on so he could play until this age. And I guess Belichick didn't love it, so it caused like a bit of a rift. And then he went to Florida, and they were like, all right, you can do whatever you want. And that's kind of how that story went, allegedly. But the TB12 method, he's in the best shape of his life at the end of it. Like, he's in better shape at the end of his career than he was at the start.
There's something to be said about that. Discipline. Discipline is everything. The most disciplined ones are the ones that go furthest in this life.
Yeah.
And if you're able to stay that disciplined to play at how old is he now? 42, 43 years old?
I think 42.
That's an unbelievable accomplishment. Imagine the times it's been like, hey, Brady, let's go to this party in Hollywood. Everyone's there. Everyone wants to see. And he's like, no, guys, I'm sorry. I got to wake up tomorrow and get a massage. I got to stretch a bit. I got to throw the ball around a bit. All the temptations. You never see Tom Brady in the news about, he got arrested, got a DUI, he hit his woman. There's nothing.
Yeah. He got a lot of flack for kissing his kid. That was about it.
Yeah, that's that is what it is.
Yeah, but man, I saw a tweet this morning where they broke his career into his 20s, his 30s, and his 40s. He had like 3 Super Bowls, and then it was like 2 Super Bowls, 2 Super Bowls. And he had 3 different parts of his career, and they were all Hall of Fame careers on their own, essentially. Does that make sense?
Wow.
Like, if he would have retired after 20, he would have had a Hall of Fame career. After 30, that on its own is a Hall of Fame, and, 2 Super Bowls. So it's just crazy.
Legendary interviews, too. There's been times, there's been different versions of Brady that I remember. There's long hair Brady, there's the buzz cut Brady, there's the clean cut Giselle Brady,
Chunky Brady.
Brady. There's the Brady that just got drafted with his shoulders down, trying to run a set, can't do it, but he can throw it like anyone. There's different versions of Brady, but through every version of Brady, he stayed consistent. It's just
social media Brady this year.
Social media Brady. He's loved it. He's adapted with the times, and
definitely
his greatness has been maintained over the years. It's very, very. It's kind of sad. Like I said, I hope the next one is I hope the next one delivers just as many memories as Tom did. And it's going to be tough because if there's another great athlete in this world, by the time we're dead, we're lucky. If you get to see 2, 3 Michael Jordans, a Tom Brady, you get to see more than that, you're lucky.
It is interesting to think about that. Like,
we might not
the
see
superstars getting it's like, oh man, I really wish, you mentioned earlier, I really wish I could have went and seen Jordan when he played live. Like, that would have been awesome. And then it's like you didn't appreciate it, and now it's like we were able to watch Brady when he was live, and now it's done.
And it's interesting how the media, they make their own superstars, they make their own, but at the end of the day, you can only create your own image of what greatness looks like. You can look at LeBron and say, yeah, he's the greatest of all time, sure. But unless you don't believe it, what are we doing here? You have to form your own opinion. People are going to tell you left, right, and center. LeBron's better than Jordan. You're going to see other, Mahomes is better than Brady. You're going to have these opinions everywhere. But at the end of the day, you got to sit down and just kind of form your own opinion. What does greatness look like to you?
Yeah.
And greatness to me looks like a guy who's an underdog and said, nah, whatever you guys are saying, go fuck yourself. I'm going to do what I got to do.
Yeah.
And then do it. No matter where you get drafted, no matter what school you go to, no matter what team you get cut from. It's really cool. And I hope it happens again. If not, I'm cool with watching Brady highlights for the rest of my life.